So I guess 2016 was the year for racism, and I guess 2017 is just going to be the year for homophobia. But that's okay, cause let's get ready to rumble. If you're not completely under a rock, you heard that gospel singer Kim Burrell says a pretty much racist rant at her local church. So I don't really follow gospel. So to be 100% honest, I didn't know who the fuck she was, and I had to really research who she is. True to form for social media, like other homophobic things that have been said, I found out about. Social media pretty much ripped her a new asshole, which is fine. I'm not really going to get into really much what she said or how problematic what she said. I mean, okay, it's like, oh wow, a racist person in church. I've never heard that before. I mean, not to say it's not right, and it's not right. It's fucked up, but it's not anything new. My thing that interests me, or that's very interesting, is that Kim Burrell was supposed to be on Ellen DeGeneres' show. Now, I didn't really make any video then or really have much of a reaction to it, because that's the kind of series of events I really wanted to see. That's really more of the issue for me. And this kind of is going to go into, and I'll go into later why that really pissed me off. So, of course, naturally, true to form, Ellen said, no, you're not going to. Ellen pretty much told the public she's not going to be on my show. Let's get into really how Ellen handled it. And a lot of people, I feel like, wanted more from her about by not having her on the show. But the way she handled it is pretty much the perfect way to handle it. She just said, point blank, she's not going to be on my show. She didn't give any big conferences. She didn't even address what she said. She didn't even address why she's not going to be in the show, because she knew if you knew, you knew. Kudos to Ellen for that. And I'll tell you why. A lot of as we've seen in recent times, a lot of bullshit gets publicity. So it's already bad enough, as I said, a lot of people didn't know who the hell she was. So now with this and all this buzz about what she said, that's already given her more popularity. And as we've seen, when you give a platform to bullshit, it weeds out more other bullshit and it gives attention to it. So Ellen just handled it, but she had to address it to address her things, because that's the platform she built. So that kudos to Ellen for that. I as much as I would have loved to see, a racist, as much as I would love to have seen a homophobic church person get fucking embarrassed on TV, I would have been so petty. I would have brought her on the show, and she would have been trying to get right. I'd be like, oh, you're not performing. Oh, sit down. Let's talk about that sermon. Oh, okay, so you do know I'm a lesbian, right? I would have fucking embarrassed fucking Kim Burrell if I had a show. But that's not the kind of person Ellen is. Ellen's not petty. She probably could be, but Ellen's not petty. She kept it professional. And she's have a very lighthearted show. So kudos to the way she handled it. But the issue that is pretty much the issue I pretty much had with Kim Burrell. It's not so much of you being homophobic. It's not so much of you not liking gay people. It's the fact that most people didn't know who the fuck Kim Burrell was before this even happened. So now you're going to take Ellen's platform. Ellen has built a platform off of being openly gay and being an advocate for gay rights and being a lesbian. I don't even watch Ellen's show, but I know who Ellen DeGeneres is. So you were going to use her platform to raise yourself and support your music and profit off of her. All the while you don't fucking like gay people and you're talking about how we're an abomination. You tried it, you fucking harpy. You fucking tried it. But that's pretty much the issue I pretty much have with a lot of racist and rather homophobic people, especially black women. There always try to covet things from us and use it to twist it to their own personal gain. Hair, fashion, our lingo, our slang, our terms. And in the course of the last 5 years, you're hearing this whole uprising of lingo that I've never heard in the black community. Even so much so men are using it. Shade and being shady, you tried it. These are lingos you only heard in the gay community, and now they're taking it and twisting it to make it more mainstream, but not giving any attention to where it came from. Like we see with RuPaul's Drag Race, they'll use her platform of lip sync, like when they use. Like with RuPaul's Drag Race, RuPaul made lip syncing popular with the lip sync for your life. So now they're making they had made a whole show about a lip sync battle, using our things to covet, to twist it to make their own thing. It sounds familiar, like what white people do to black people. But you fucking tried it, you fucking harpy. But the aftermath of what happened has created a divide within the black gay community that I've seen, or that I find very interesting and very disturbing. Gay people, presumably into church, a lot of them think that we're too hard on we were too hard on Kim Burrell, or we should not be so hard on her. We need to focus on love and acceptance and all this. I don't fucking understand. Most average gay men like myself are pretty much going through a battle, a silent battle, since as early as they can remember to their present form, to their present day in life. And for a good portion of that battle, we have had to be passive. Y'all seen Moonlight, right? That movie was so good because it was so real. It resonates with almost every black gay person in every way, shape, or form. If you look at the big part of his adolescence, he was very passive, getting jumped, his mother stealing money from him, he's getting called a faggot, a sissy, throughout getting chased around, chased into abandoned houses, and he had to just take that. The big change didn't come into his life until he had to really fight. It went into, to his detriment, but any type of progression or any big steps we make as black gay men, we have made because we have to fight. This is no fucking different. I said it before and I said it again. Racism, homophobia, misogyny, sexism, transphobia, all of those things are descendants of the same thing. It's called hate. You cannot battle hate. You cannot be passive to hatred. You cannot just be accepting and loving of hatred. You have to fight those things because they need to be removed from your life for a healthy well-being. This issue with Kim Burrell is no different. Gay people need to be upset about what she said and vocalize it, and be more upset of the fact that not only did she vocalize her homophobic rhetoric or her homophobic views based on her religion, she then in turn attempted to sneak onto fucking Ellen's show and use her platform she's built as a lesbian woman to build herself up. All the while saying Ellen or people like Ellen are an abomination or going to hell. That's not good. That's just using us. And we have to stop gay cooning for straight people. We stop trying to reconform ourselves to fit into that mainstream society, but put our gayness in the backpack and just keep on just rolling with the punches. No, we need to let them know that this shit is not the fuck okay. So that whole idea of we don't need to be so hard on her, I don't think we're fucking hard enough. I don't think imagine all the gay people that listen to gospel and giving her money, her profiting of it. Imagine all the concerts she's probably done where gay people in the audience giving her money, but all the while in her head she think of all you faggots are going to hell, but I'm going to get money off of it. That shit, that's the fuck disgusting. If you don't fuck with gay people, don't fuck with us. But our outrage cannot be passive. No strides in any progression ever in history was ever made by being passive. So that's the thing on that. The other part of this is that a lot of people believe that, homosexuality is banned in the Bible and gays need to just accept it. And I call them gay coons because you know how black people kind of tap dance for white people to try to fit into their society. It's the same thing straight. Gay people do it all the time too. With those queens on Real Housewives of Atlanta that don't give a fuck about them. With these people saying, oh, well, I got straight, all my friends are straight, or I don't have any gay friends. You sound dumb as fuck. That's a form of gay cooning. All this trying to fit into their mold and resonate with them, but try to be a little gay. All that is forms of gay cooning. And that shit needs to stop. And another Another side of it that I've seen is that there's some gays saying, well, it's turned into this big attack on religion. And we can't just hate all religion. We can't be that way. We have to be accepting of all. We have to be accepted of the way religion is. Because my church isn't like that. My church is very inclusive. And my church is very accepting of gay people. Tolerance is not the same as inclusion. Any church that includes gay people, they are tolerating you. Just because, I don't give a fuck, just because the fucking church treasurer crunched some numbers and realized, well, we probably would get more money if we had faggots come to these churches because faggots have disposable income. So let's just rewrite the sermon and make them feel welcome. That's all the fuck that is. Because all the is nothing new. Homosexuality is not accepted into the church, especially not the black gay church, especially not the religion. That is the blueprint of that. And their claim is that the Bible encompasses all that. And a lot of these churches throughout history have spoken with such conviction against homosexuality. Most churches speak with more conviction about homosexuality than they do of actual mortal sins, murder, death, killing, and stealing. It's given the idea you can come back from all that, even if you've done it. But if you're gay, you can't come back from that shit. All of that is built on the same thing. You can't pick and choose what you want to be. The church's blueprint is the Bible. The Bible says that the homosexuality is wrong. You can't pick and choose that. When you're picking and choosing, but you're still pretty much going along with the same people who are telling you you're going to hell, that's gay cooning. I'm sorry. So, I mean, I don't give a fuck about how many... I don't give a fuck, and how many of y'all really, I mean, and some people are not going to like it, and some people didn't like it, and I don't give a fuck. But no battle is going to be won by just gay cooning for pastor. And that's really all, and not to mention about all the fucking pastors and people who are secretly gay. So, and a lot of this is just really just showing about how weak a lot of black gay men are. And a lot of weakness I'm showing is really throwing me for a loop. And we just got to do better in that regard, because we have to pretty much show that this type of shit is not okay. So being passive and we need to just give Kim Burrell a big old hug and just, we have to really sit down and really get to on why she's like this. I'm not interested in why Kim Burrell is like this. I'm not interested in why church people, I'm not interested in why gay people going through the things we go to, the abuse, the mental abuse we've gone through in the church, where a lot of us have either had to be on the down low and live and waste our whole lives with women that we don't want, or we take on these drug habits, these alcohol addictions because we're taught to self-loathe ourselves, or we just go crazy. I don't understand how so much of what we've gone through, and some people still aspire to support church and support homophobic people in church. I don't want to understand that. Like I said in my last video with the KKK, I don't want to know how the KKK got to this point. I'm not trying to watch the prologue movie or the origin movie or how they got there and what got them there. I don't want to understand it. I don't want to resonate with those thoughts. I want them removed. Racism needs to be removed. You don't reason and try to figure out why racists are racist. Do you think fucking Trayvon Martin's mother invited the Zimmermans over for dinner after she saw her son? No, she didn't. She wasn't interested why he killed her son. I'm not interested in that. So all this, we need to just all just take a big old hug and just shut the fuck up and just, church is homophobic, just shut the fuck up and just, deal with it. Just, just let people, as I said in my Facebook post, I'm done breaking bread with the enemy. I don't give a fuck on why people are homophobic. I don't give a fuck on why people are racist. I've been passive my whole goddamn life, and that shit's coming to an end. So...